and stability to the world. Speaking about a recent peace agreement, Trump recalled earlier success in easing tensions between India and Pakistan. He said the two nations were on the brink of what could have been a major, even nuclear conflict, but their leaders came together to avoid escalation.
States, the President of the Republic of Azerbaijan and the Prime Minister of the Republic of Armenia will now sign the joint declaration on the outcomes of the Trump Route for International Peace and Prosperity Summit.
That's really
They will
beautiful.
sign 3 copies in English. The President of the United States signs as a witness to the President of the Republic of Azerbaijan and the Prime Minister of the Republic.
As President, my highest aspiration is to bring peace and stability to the world. Today's signing follows our success with India and Pakistan. They were going at it. They were going at it big, and they were two great leaders that came together just prior to what would have been a tremendous conflict, as you know, a nuclear conflict probably.
In Nagpur, RSS Chief Mohan Bhagwat said that economic growth alone will not make India unique in the world. Bhagwat noted that even if the nation reached a $3 trillion economy, several other countries have already achieved similar milestones. He said that what sets India apart is its spirituality and religion, which attracts the world's attention. He added that India will truly be recognized as Vishwa Guru only when it grows in this field. Urging progress in all areas, Bhagwat said that the country must emulate Lord Shiva, brave, impartial, content with little and dedicated to solving global problems.
अपना देश भारत किस बात से बड़ा होता है? इसी बात से बड़ा होता है। हम $3 ट्रिलियन की इकोनॉमी भी बन जाए तो दुनिया में उसका कोई आश्चर्य नहीं, क्योंकि अनेक देश है। अमेरिका भी अमीर है, चीन भी अमीर बना है, अमीरी वाले देश बहुत है। कई बातें हैं जो बाकी देशों ने भी की है, हम भी कर लेंगे। लेकिन ये जो अध्यात्म है, धर्म है, ये दुनिया के पास, ये हमारे पास है और दुनिया हमारे यहां उसके लिए आती है। उसमें जब हम बड़े बनते हैं तो सारी दुनिया हमारे सामने नमस्कार करती है, हमको विश्वगुरु मानती है। तो बाकी सारी बातें चाहिए, है ना? धर्म मोक्ष केवल नहीं, अर्थ काम भी चाहिए। तो बाकी सारी उन्नति करना, लेकिन इसमें बड़ा बनेंगे तो हमारा देश वास्तव में माना जाएगा विश्वगुरु। और ऐसा होने के लिए हम जो ये सारा करते हैं, पूजा करते हैं, उत्सव करते हैं, तो ये अच्छी ही बातें हैं, इसलिए अच्छा लगता भी है। लेकिन केवल उतने तक नहीं, इसका जीवन से संबंध है और ये करते करते जीवन अपना ऐसा होना चाहिए। शिवजी जैसा निर्भय, सांप को भी गले लपेटते हैं लेकिन उनको डर नहीं लगता। डर क्यों लगेगा? क्योंकि हलाल पचाया है। तो किसी सांप ने काट भी लिया तो क्या होगा उनका? ये ताकत रखते हो, ताकत रखते इसलिए निर्भय है। सबके प्रति समदृष्टि है। भूत प्रेत पिशाच भी उनके गणों में है, राक्षस लोग भी उनके गणों में है, और देव तो सबके सब महादेव को ही पूजा करते हैं। तो सभी उनके लिए समान है, अपने लिए कुछ नहीं चाहिए। आशुतोष कहते थोड़े में प्रसन्न हो जाते कि उनको चाहिए कुछ नहीं, और दुनिया का सब संकटों से तारण करते हैं। उनकी हम पूजा करते हैं, इसलिए उनके जैसा होना, अपना जीवन भी अच्छा बनेगा, समाज का जीवन भी अच्छा बनेगा, क्योंकि समाज इसी प्रकार के व्यवहार के कारण मिलके चलता है, टिकता है, नष्ट नहीं होता। तो निर्भयता, पवित्रता, त्याग, उपकार, परोपकार, सेवा, ये सब अपने जीवन में चाहिए।
US President Donald Trump has announced he will meet Russian President Vladimir Putin next Friday, August 15, in Alaska. The meeting, revealed on Trump's Truth Social account, is expected to focus on efforts to broker a peace deal between Russia and Ukraine. Speaking at the White House during the signing of the Armenia-Azerbaijan peace accord, Trump said his highest aspiration as president is to bring peace and stability to the world. Trump hinted that negotiations on Russia-Ukraine conflict are very close to a deal with support from European allies through NATO. He noted that NATO members have increased contributions from 2% to 5%, calling the alliance's leaders terrific people. He said the agreement could involve an exchange of territories to the betterment of both. The president added that meeting with Putin could have taken place sooner, but security arrangements had to be made. He also said Ukraine is receiving everything it needs in the ongoing talks, while casualties on both sides remain high. Trump promised further details on the Alaska meeting in the coming days. Paralympic Committee of India President Devendra Acharya has announced that the Russian Asian Paralympic Committee's General Assembly will be held in Astana, Kazakhstan from August 10 to 15. Presidents of National Paralympic Committees from 45 Asian countries, including India's President and General Secretary, will attend the meeting. The agenda includes recognizing Asia's top junior and senior para-athletes, hosting awards, ceremonies, and developing strategies to boost para-sports across the continent. Acharya said India will showcase its achievements in para-sports, the creation of para-friendly sports grounds, and government initiatives to support athletes. India will also present its preparations for the Para-World Athletics Championships, which will host from September 27 to October 5, with participation expected from over 100 countries. He emphasized the aim to make this event the best in history.
पैरालंपिक कमेटी की जो जनरल असेंबली मीटिंग है वो कजाकिस्तान के अस्ताना शहर में 10 अगस्त से 15 अगस्त तक होगी, जिसमें एशिया के 45 देशों के नेशनल पैरालंपिक कमेटी के जो प्रेसिडेंट हैं उनमें आ रहे हैं। भारत की तरफ से बिहाफ ऑफिशियल प्रेसिडेंट मैं जा रहा हूं, मेरे साथ मेरे साथी जनरल सेक्रेटरी जयवंत जी जा रहे हैं और हमें वहां पे मीटिंग भी है। साथ में जो एशियन के जो बेस्ट खिलाड़ी हैं, जूनियर लेवल के, सीनियर लेवल के, उनको अवार्ड सेरेमनी भी रहेगी, अलग अलग सेशन रहेंगे। एशिया में हमें सबसे अच्छा काम करना है, इस विजन को लेकर के हम वो मीटिंग कर रहे हैं। और भारत की तरफ से हमने वहां पे जो हमारी बात रखेंगे कि हमने इंडिया में पैरा स्पोर्ट्स पे कितना काम किया है, क्योंकि जैसे हमने पेरिस पैरालंपिक में जब हमने मेडल जीते थे 29, तो दुनिया ने माना कि अब इंडिया स्पोर्टिंग कंट्री बन गया है। और हम बताएंगे वहां पे कि इंडिया में कैसे पैरा फ्रेंडली ग्राउंड बन रहे हैं, कैसे भारत सरकार हमें सपोर्ट कर रही है पैरा स्पोर्ट्स को, ये सब बातें हम रखेंगे। इनके अलावा जो सबसे बड़ा हमारा जो वहां पे बात रखेंगे वो रहेगी पैरा वर्ल्ड एथलेटिक्स चैंपियनशिप, जो कि इंडिया होस्ट कर रहा है 27 सितंबर से 5 अक्टूबर तक। और ये अपने आप में बहुत बड़ा इवेंट है। ये लगभग 100 से ऊपर कंट्रियां आने वाली इस टूर्नामेंट में, और हम बताएंगे वहां पे कि हम कैसे काम कर रहे हैं। वहां पे पैरा जो एथलेटिक्स हो रही है उस पे हम कैसे काम कर रहे हैं, और हम बताएंगे कि सबसे आज तक के इतिहास का सबसे अच्छा पैरा वर्ल्ड एथलेटिक्स चैंपियनशिप इंडिया करवाएगा, ये विश्वास दिलाएंगे। और मुझे उम्मीद है भारत अच्छा काम करेगा, हम हमारी अच्छे से बात रखेंगे और इंडिया को बेस्ट बनाएंगे।
BRICS Chamber of Commerce and Industry Chairman Harvansh Chawla said Russia has been supplying oil to India at prices far lower than the global market rate. He adds that the ruble-rupee trade mechanism, part of a free trade arrangement between the two nations, has allowed smooth transactions even as UN and US sanctions on Russia remain in place. Chawla said that this trade cooperation shows how BRICS members support each other and put their collective vision into action. He stressed that such arrangements strengthen the bloc's economic resilience and reduce dependence on Western-dominated financial systems.
You see, Russia was giving oil to India at a much discounted price than the international availability. Similarly, now the ease between ruble-rupee trade, which was an FTA between Russia and India, has ensured a smooth facilitation of trade between Russia and India, which in a way meant the sanctions imposed by UN and United States on Russia were getting diluted to some extent. So that is where the BRICS countries come in play. That is where the BRICS members help each other, and that is where the future and the vision of BRICS is implemented.
The Ministry of Women and Child Development says over 4.05 crore beneficiaries have received maternity benefits under the Pradhan Mantri Matra Vandana Yojana since its launch on January 1st, 2017 till July 31, 2025. As of July this year, more than 72.22 lakh pregnant women are registered under Mission Poshan 2.0 aimed at tackling malnutrition and improving maternal health. Under the National Health Mission, the government has been working to reduce anemia and low birth weight cases among mothers, including tribal mothers across all states and union territories. Mission Poshan 2.0 offers supplementary nutrition to children, pregnant women, lactating mothers and adolescent girls for 300 days a year through Anganwadi centers, providing 600 calories, 18 to 20 grams of protein and key micronutrients in the form of take-home rations. The Poshan Tracker app, rolled out in March 2021, has brought transparency to nutrition delivery, enabling real-time data monitoring in 24 languages. From July 1, 2025 to facial recognition system has been made mandatory for take-home ration distribution to ensure benefits reach only the registered beneficiaries. The ministry has also set up a toll-free multilingual helpline 14408 for grievance redressal, with cases tracked and resolved through the Poshan Tracker dashboard. Capacity building for Anganwadi workers is being strengthened under the Poshan Badai B initiative, with master's trainees delivering field-level training to the Savi Tribal Phule National Institute of Women and Child Development. Foreign Affairs expert Robindra Sajdev says Prime Minister Narendra Modi's telephonic conversation with Russian President Vladimir Putin comes at a pivotal moment in global affairs. He notes that the timing coincides with critical developments, India's NSA Ajit Doval being in Moscow for high-level background meeting, and a US-imposed deadline for Russia to present a peace plan or cease its conflict with Ukraine. Sachdeva said that talks highlights India's independent foreign policy stance, especially as it faces a 50% tariff from the United States and maintains decisions based solely on national interest. He adds that the conversation strengthens both nations' diplomatic leverage for Russia in its dealing with President Trump amid the Ukraine deadline, and for India in securing a committed strategic partner, calling it part of a new world matrix. Sachdeva says that evolving geopolitical order is being shaped by such timely high-level exchanges between world leaders.
Prime Minister Modi and President Putin is coming at a very, very crucial time in world affairs. The timing was not any ordinary timing. India's National Security Advisor Doval has been there in Moscow for the last couple of days. He's had background level meetings with President Putin and his officials, I would assume. And also, today is the deadline for Russia, imposed by America, to come up with a peace plan or to cease its conflict with Ukraine. In the background of this conversation is extremely important, and on the other hand, India is also facing tariffs of 50% by America, to which the government of India is standing up and saying that we will take decisions only in our sole national interest. Therefore, this conversation to me shows that a new world matrix is under construction. A new world order is under construction. And right now the conversations between world leaders at such critical timings are extremely important. Also, this, I think, gives a leverage to Putin that if his relations with India are even on a more solid footing, then he can negotiate with even more strength with Trump versus today's deadline. On the other hand, it gives us also leverage, and we show to the world that we have a strong and committed partner in Russia for whatsoever our needs or some of our needs. So India is charting its own independent foreign policy. Russia is charting its own. This new world matrix is under construction. And as Prime Minister Modi mentioned to Putin, that in this new world matrix which is under construction, the main software which should be in the world should be Jio or Jeene Do, to live and let live. This is not the era of wars, this is the era to live and let live. That has been India's consistent message to any conflicts across the world as of today. And I think we have again reiterated it. And if needed sometime, we have good relations with Russia, deep relations, even more wider and more trusting now after, I think, this episode with America. So if there is a need of an honest broker, I think America could do very well to use the good offices of India in its conversations with President Putin.
Sir, the Prime Minister invited President Putin to India later this year for the 23rd India-Russia annual summit. How do you see the visit of Putin here?
See, on the one hand, when the whole world, by the whole world I mean not the whole world but only the West, at a time when the West, the US and Europe are completely boycotting Russia and President Putin, at this juncture, for India to continue with its tradition, we have a bilateral with Russia which happens one year in India, the other year in Russia. This year it's India's turn to host this bilateral, comprehensive, strategic, whichever dialogue, and by inviting Putin, what Prime Minister Modi and India is signaling to the world is that our relationships, our foreign policy will continue on its own path of our own national interest. We will not be influenced by the wars of the West, which they want to impose upon us their conditions.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Friday said that he had a telephone conversation today with Vladimir Putin and invited him to visit India later this year for the annual bilateral summit. The development comes amid ongoing tensions following the imposition of tariffs on India for buying Russian oil. During their telephone call today, President Putin briefed PM on the latest developments concerning Ukraine as per a statement by the External Affairs Ministry. The two leaders also reviewed progress in the bilateral agenda and reaffirmed their commitment to further deepen the special and privileged strategic partnership between India and Russia. Prime Minister invited President Putin to India later this year for the 23rd India-Russia annual summit.
This is Dr. Subhash Goel, Chairman, Indian Chamber of Commerce, Aviation and Tourism Committee. Today is a very interesting development that Prime Minister Modi spoke to Vladimir Putin of Russia personally, and in that, as far as we have come to know, that we reaffirmed India's stand of having a peaceful resolution with the Russia-Ukraine war. And India is one country that can play a very important role because it has good relations with the West as well as very good relations with Russia. So this is a historical development, and I'm confident that not only between Russia and Ukraine, the BRICS countries, which have one of the biggest population in the world, if these countries get together, we can really bring peace and prosperity in the world. Because today the world is torn by conflict, war in the Middle East, war in Europe, and a lot of tensions taking place in many countries in Africa and also in the Asia Pacific. So I think Prime Minister is also going to China, and I hope that these developments will result in a better and safer and a more peaceful planet of ours, because it is high time that we resolve all our conflicts with negotiation and with sitting across the table. There is no problem in the world which cannot be resolved by peaceful means, and India is an independent country. It is a free country, and it has an independent foreign policy. It has an independent trade policy also. We today also, I think it was mentioned, that India will buy oil from wherever it gets cheapest. And the European Union has bought much more gas from Russia than India has. And a lot of other countries in the West have been trading with Russia. So why is India being targeted? We don't understand. And it is very unfortunate that India believes in peaceful coexistence. It is a messenger of peace. And I'm surprised that a terrorist state like Pakistan is being supported by some countries, which is against the peaceful interest of this planet.
Thousands of migrant workers without valid labor licenses employed in various factories and shops in 13 Mayor Bainihat were evicted today by members and leaders of the Federation of Khasi, Dainta and Garo People FKJGP Bainihat Circle, who conducted a surprise inspection of all migrant laborers in the area. The inspection drive was led by Kitpor Lang Suting, president of FKJGP Bainihat Circle, along with Artsin Kongtis and other members of the circle, as well as leaders from the FKJGP North Khasi Hill district. Speaking to the media, the FKJGP leaders, including Sutin and Kongstik, stated that the reason behind this surprise inspection was based on credible information that several outsiders had begun infiltrating factories and shops in the 13 Mayor area and working illegally as laborers. They further noted that, as widely known, the Assam government has recently carried out a mass eviction of illegal settlers from within its state borders. This move has raised concerns, especially since 13 Mayor Bainihat lies close to the Assam-Meghalaya border, prompting the FKJGP to remain vigilant against potential illegal influx into Meghalaya. The FKJGP asserted that moving forward, they will intensify checks on all documentation, particularly labor licenses of migrant workers. If anyone is found working without the necessary documents, especially without a valid labor license, the organization will take firm action and evict them immediately.
Ngala pau meneng asno ban ai ke buram ke jingaro ya itu di baradok persnam di kami di bela ai di tip seni di Gunung Sengbalang dan di Parman dengan kerpat saya simbiang kene kalau ke kerpat nak kalian ke dumi di Gunung Sengbalang di subha ban di trelang dengan kalian bani tapi iya kan ono ke benta di subha ban tip seni ni kum ginang lam Gunung Sengbalang minum marandin minuan baik dah kami sim ke kulut nomor ni situ bahkan ke benta ke dumi kum timpai langsung senong bagi simkia minum sak wan telep lagi lagi poyer tengah kerpat nak gilian bagi nong senong tu ni baro kumbang laong di tayo di balalet nalu ki nak gilian kumbang kerpat di dombar senong ya kiseng sama senong kiseng long kami bang subha ban simkia abi de bane ka benta baki kinong poyer kinong man sak telep minum telep ban telep ya kene kali ke ke joni nang baki kun di pateng di joni kin song suk song sengan besi
Karena sentuh.
Kita salah ka penrana? Kena me belum. Hah? Bisunat.
अच्छा से बोले दिन
कितना दिन काम किया इधर में? दो साल 2 महीने कौन लेके आया आपको इधर में? कौन लेके आया आपको? मालिक कौन है आपका मालिक? है ठेकेदार। कितना नाम से ठेकेदार? जाओ कमाल कहाँ है इधर है?
बुला
Government telecom company BSNL has upgraded the 2G mobile towers to 4G towers in the Orkha block, Naxal affected area. Collector Pratista Mamkain informed that mobile towers are being installed in the Orkha block on instructions of the Government of India and Chhattisgarh government. Recently, BSNL's 2G towers has been upgraded to 4G in the Orkha block headquarters. Now the download speed here is more than 25 Mbps and data consumption has increased to 128%. She further said that nowadays all government schemes are implemented through direct benefit benefit transfer, making network connectivity very important.
छत्तीसगढ़ शासन एवं भारत सरकार के निर्देश अनुसार जो ओरछा ब्लॉक है, जो नक्सल प्रभावित ब्लॉक है हमारा, उसमें लगातार टावर की स्थापना की जा रही है और साथ ही साथ कुछ जगहों में जहां पे केवल रेडियो ट्रांसमिशन से नहीं बल्कि फाइबर की भी ज़रूरत है, वो उसकी भी लाइन बिछाई जा रही है। तो उसी के क्रम में जो ओरछा हमारा ब्लॉक हेडक्वार्टर है, उसमें हाल ही में BSNL के द्वारा जो 2G टावर है उसको 4G में अपग्रेड किया गया है और इस अपग्रेड की वजह से जो है अब डाउनलोड स्पीड भी हम लोगों की बढ़ गई है। लगभग 25 MB से भी अधिक डाउनलोड हो पाता है और डेटा की जो खपत है उसका जब हमने चेक किया है तो लगभग 128% वृद्धि हुई है। तो जाहिर सी बात है इसमें आगे भी कुछ जो कैंप्स जो स्थापित हुए हैं, जैसे रायनार हो गया हाल ही में, उसमें पुलिस के द्वारा ओरछा से पहले ये कैंप स्थापित हुआ है, वहाँ पे भी टावर लगा है और लगातार अब मानसून के बाद भी जो कैंप्स लगेंगे उसमें भी इसी प्रकार से टावर जो स्थापित किए जाएंगे और जिससे जो मोबाइल की जो कनेक्टिविटी है उसकी सुविधा सभी जो ओरछा के निवासी हैं उनको मिलेंगी और साथ ही साथ जो विभिन्न विभाग हैं वे भी अपनी योजनाओं के अंतर्गत लोगों को उसमें शामिल कर पाएंगे।
मैडम, शिक्षा के क्षेत्र में, स्वास्थ्य के क्षेत्र में और ऑफिशियल वर्क में ये किस प्रकार से जो है इसका बेनिफिट मिल रहा है?
देखिए, जितनी भी शासन की जो महत्वपूर्ण योजनाएं हैं वो आजकल DBT के माध्यम से ही होती हैं। तो इसमें DBT के लिए जो EKYC की जो आवश्यकता रहती है, खाते का जो उपयोग रहता है, उसमें हम लोगों को टावर की कनेक्टिविटी अत्यंत महत्वपूर्ण हो गई है और साथ ही साथ जितने भी जो स्कीम्स हैं, योजनाएं हैं, उनको ट्रैक करने का जो शासन का जो अब नया प्रणाली से जो हम चल रहे हैं उसमें नेटवर्क की आवश्यकता ज़्यादा बढ़ गई है, क्योंकि काफ़ी सारी स्कीम्स में, काफ़ी योजनाओं में जो भी ट्रैकिंग रहती है उसमें मोबाइल ऐप से उसकी हमको अपडेट करनी पड़ती है जानकारी। तो इसमें जो स्कीम्स की मॉनिटरिंग में भी निरंतर इसमें सुधार हो रहा है और साथ ही साथ जो भी महत्वपूर्ण योजनाएं हैं उनका लाभ हम लोगों को पहुंचा।
That's all we have for now. Keep watching Hornbill TV. सबसे नतुन खबर और जानकारी गानी त्यादो पाबी अपनी लगा निजोर भाषा नागामिस्ते हुदाई शाम 6 बजीरे हॉर्नबिल टीवी लगा नागामिस न्यूज बुलेटिन प्रा खुदे अपनी पाबो डांगोर खबर लगा हेडलाइंस लोकल खबर और नागालैंड और बाहर दे होई थाग्या